Robert Hooke was an English physicist, and he first observed cork cells under the compound microscope, and he named his observation cellula in Latin, which means cells in English. Now that cells were visualized, two great German scientists, Matthias Kleeden and Theodor Schwann, advanced this study. Matthias Kleeden was a German botanist. He studied plants extensively, and he concluded that all plants are made up of plant cells. Around the same time, another German zoologist, Theodor Schwann, concluded that all animals are made up of animal cells. So, both the German scientists, Schwann and Kleeden, jointly concluded that all living organisms, be it plants or animals, are composed of a number of cells. So, how are these cells arranged in the body? Well, an accumulation of cells, all carrying out similar function, gives rise to a structure which is known as tissues. Different kinds of tissues come together to form a structure known as organs. Organs give rise to organ system, and organ systems make up an entire organism. So from here, we can say that cells are the structural unit of life. Now, cells are the functional unit of life as well. How is that possible? Let us see. Well, an accumulation of cells gives rise to tissues like these. Accumulation of animal cells give rise to animal tissues like these. And accumulation of plant cells give rise to plant tissues like this. Now, different tissues come together to form organs. See? Liver tissues and tissues of the blood vessels come together to form the liver. Similarly, lungs, and in case of plants, an example of an organ is leaves. Now, these organs perform specialized functions in the body. Like, the liver helps us with our digestion, the lungs helps us in respiration, and the leaves are helping the plants to manufacture food by the process of photosynthesis. So, from here you can see that cells are indeed the functional unit of life. So, cells are the structural and the functional unit of all living organisms. A German doctor, Rudolf Virchow, studied cells extensively, and he came to the conclusion that all cells arise from pre-existing cells. Now, what does that mean? How do cells originate? Let us see. See, you can see one cell. Now, this cell divides to form two cells. Two cells divide to form four. And this process continues till an organism is made. So, all the three German scientists, Kleeden, Schwann, and Virchow, concluded and developed the cell theory. So what did the cell theory postulate? Well, the cell theory said that cells are the smallest living unit of life. It also said that cells are the smallest structural and functional units of all living organisms. And Dr. Virchow said that cells arise from pre-existing cells. Now, if cells arose from pre-existing cells, and this process of formation of new cells carried on indefinitely, then what would happen? Let us see a case. See, this boy is blowing a balloon. He blows further until the balloon bursts. Similarly, if new cells are formed in our body indefinitely without older cells dying, then even our bodies might burst. So, see, there are two cells happily residing in one space. Now, a third one comes and movement of all three becomes restricted. So one has to die for the proper functioning of the two newer cells. And this process is known as cell recycling. That is, older cells must die to give way to the newer cells so that they can function efficiently. Now, did you know that there are about 300 million cells in our body that die every minute? Yes. This cell death of older cells is very important for the proper functioning of all the remaining cells in the body.